money. Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Kick Dingbat here. Welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast, where today I am glad and happy to tell you the Eagles are 2-0, even though they took about 10 years off of my life. Joey Shakes, what is happening, my man?
I'm good, man. A win is a win at the end of the day. On a Thursday night, short week, had to deal with some stuff this week, injury-wise and all that. So I'm glad we came out of it with a W tonight. So
yeah, you
ain't
kidding, man. You are not kidding, because this game, I'm telling you, this game did me in, bro. This was crazy. This was crazy, man. It's a crazy game. Baron, what's going on? Mike, Homer, Timothy, Jay, Logan, Jerry, Random, Anthony, what's going on? Splenda, Random, Geek Talk, Major Pain, Honest Abe, what is going on? Eric, MC Philly, all you guys are here. Anybody I miss, I apologize. The Eagles go 2-0. They beat Minnesota in a game that I don't know if it was tight or a blowout or what it was. Just a kind of a weird game, really, to be honest with you. But the Eagles win 34-28, and I think we both can agree right off the bat that, you know, they still haven't played their best football. They still haven't played great football yet. However, they're still 2-0.
Right.
They're still 2-0. And to me, it's the old saying, good teams find a way to win.
Right.
And that's what this team did tonight. They found a way to win despite what? Having all those guys out and this offense just looking like crap, dude.
Yeah.
You know, just crap.
Yeah. I mean, I think the one problem that I'm seeing so far is that Brian Johnson cannot get Jalen Hurts into a rhythm in this offense. It's just, he looks like he's like handicapped into one thing, or it's either going to be a screen pass. I mean, we were seeing it earlier in the game, which I cannot stand it. I mean, you know, it comes down to, you know, even I think protection was okay today at times. I mean, I think there's a lot to do with the route combinations from these receivers. A lot of the times in this game, the Vikings were dropping 8 guys back behind the linebackers. It was pretty much open space. You had nobody on a cross, nobody on a slant, no one really covering, not working the middle of the field. I think that was a big problem, because there was times where Hurst was waiting a long time and there's nobody open. There's nobody they're not working midfield. And I think that's an issue too. So I think the whole philosophy of this offense is going to change, and it might not start with the passing game. I think the run game is that we found out a lot of things, which you already knew what it was going to be if they gave it a shot from what they did last week. What a difference.
I know, man. I mean, if there's any question now, who's the number one running back? I don't know why.
Told you.
Because DeAndre Swift is on another level than Kenneth Gainwell. All right, and I don't say that to rip Kenneth Gainwell. I say that in regards to how much I think of DeAndre Swift. You know, there's just an explosiveness in him. You know, and when you talk about the first 2 drives of this game, right? First, they get the ball. They should have hit Devontae Smith on a touchdown pass. It was an underthrown ball. Devontae Smith makes a nice play to jump up, go up, and get the ball, get a 1st and goal. You get the 3rd and goal, and you try to run Hurts. I just didn't understand that play call. Then they come back on the 2nd drive, 3rd and 5, and you try to run Jalen Hurts. It's like these teams are doing exactly what you saw New England do, is what Minnesota's did, and it's what every team is going to do until the Eagles figure it out. And one of the ways to negate that, and we were all saying in my stream, I'm sure you were saying in your stream, is you got to run the ball. Start running the ball. And when you started running the ball, it was like 7 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 7 yards. It's like, why stop it at that point? And I think that, like, from a rhythm standpoint, especially offensive line, I felt like that running really kind of settled the offensive line down a lot. And I thought that rhythm was just really, really important for the Eagles, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Totally agree. I think go ahead. You're good.
No, I was just going to do a super chat. Myron, 25 day for super chat goes, a win is a win, but the fact that we didn't blow these guys out sickens me. Oh, I get it, you know. But everything came so easy last year for us. Every game was like a blowout, and we were complaining about not blowing teams up by enough at halftime. Like, every game is not going to always be easy, okay? Teams adjust, and then you have to adjust. And we got a new offensive coordinator who obviously needs more time to figure out what works and what doesn't than we thought it would be. You know, that has really surprised me. And defensively, too. You have two new coordinators, and I think we're just trying to find ourselves. Don't forget this. We didn't play it all preseason, right? So you don't play it all preseason. Then you play week one. You know you're going to struggle because week one you're rusty. But then here's the thing. You get through that week one game, and you have to come back on Thursday and play again. So, you know, to me, that was a really hard turnaround.
Philly, it's hard to, like, you play out of a Sunday game. Then you, like, you know, guys, if one guy gets injured, it's most likely those guys are going to be out. If it's concussion, if it's anything, like, you're missing guys out of your secondary. A lot of guys, you know, Terrell Evans was in coverage today. Josh Jobe had his hands full today. I don't think they shadowed Slay the whole time. There were certain there were certain times where he had to go, you know, Slay had to go through traffic. There were certain times he was playing soft coverage on a short, you know, third and short or short yardage, which really pissed me off. Terrell Edmonds had a lot of, you know, the touchback was a huge one. You know what I mean? I thought that play was huge. I mean, there were some blown coverage today. So there was a lot of issues without Bradbury, without Reed Blankenship. You know, they didn't start Sidney Brown. It was really, you know, they had, you know, the defense ended up getting, you know, two turnovers, you know, which was great. And then the Eagles couldn't convert any points into that, which how much could I put on the defense at that point? You know what I mean? So
No, I agree. But when they started deciding to run the ball, man, it was like you couldn't. The Vikings had no chance, and they could not stop them, and they kind of really refused to even adjust, you know. And the Eagles just ate them alive, and I think by that drive in the second quarter that went for like 8 minutes, I think the Vikings defense was gassed the rest of the game, dude.
True, I believe it.
David Super Chat goes, Joey looking jacked. Keep it up, man.
Oh,
go
damn.
Bird.
I got a compliment for once. There you go.
Woo-hoo.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. Jordan David Super Chat goes, go Birds. We can heal up and get back to it next Monday. Eagles' identity will forever be to run the ball. They're too pass happy. Hurts is uncomfortable. Still a lot of work to do. 2-0 is 2-0. Yeah, I mean, listen. 2-0 is 2-0. We definitely have work to do. I mean, the way I see it is it's September, and really these are like preseason games for us. But we're 2-0. We found our running back today. You know, we found our running back. DeAndre Swift is our guy, and I mean, I know we talked about it. I did videos on it, like unleash DeAndre Swift, and boy, did they not disappoint.
28 carries, Philly. 28 carries. I mean, he could. I mean, the bulk load. What I really like too. I know because I know Boston Scott ended up getting hurt and stuff later on. But Rashad Penny was like that reserve back in case Penny. You know, Swift gets a little tired. They could put Penny in there. Penny had a couple good runs. You know, it's his first game. It's DeAndre Swift's first game. You had one rushing attempt with DeAndre Swift last week, and he got 175.
It's criminal. I mean, you look at the explosiveness that guy has. Why would he get? You know, it's funny because in this game when we were up 13 points, we're up 27 to 14, 27-14, right. And we get the ball, and this really aggravated me in this game. But it's between the third and the fourth quarter. You have the ball. And you see the sideline as it's going to the fourth quarter where A.J. Brown's complaining or, you know, him and Hurts are getting into it, right? Obviously, they come out and throw like 3 straight times A.J. Brown, which really screwed up the whole rhythm of what was working. But they also took DeAndre Swift out and they didn't put him in, right? And to me, during that drive, I'm like, dude, you can feel it. Swift is going to break one. You feel it. You can see it coming. And I'm like, why is Penny still in there? Get Swift back out in the field. And the one play that almost cost us the game, though, is that it's 3rd and 20. It's like 3rd and what? 23 or something. I don't know what it was, like 3rd and 23.
Right.
And you try to throw the ball when you're in field goal range instead of handing off to Swift and kicking the field goal and going up 30-14. You go for it. You drop Hurts back. He goes to the 50 and he gets sacked, knocking you out of field goal range. And then they score a touchdown to make it a 6-point game. That's bad coaching, dude. You've got to take those points there at that point in time.
Yeah, and obviously the A.J. Brown thing, even like he got robbed of that touchdown. We had some drive killers today on some penalties, which were just, it's just the offensive line had some penalties today. Defensive line had some penalties. Like even when they were trying to draw the Vikings offsides, like Goddard moves. I mean, it's like shit that just can't happen in this game like that. Drive killers. So.
That's a lot of that stuff is like
preseason.
Fixable. We haven't played enough stuff.
Yeah.
Victor Davis Super Chat goes, am I the only one pissed about how the offense is like 10 consecutive passes, then 10 consecutive runs? They don't mix anything. It's 2021 again. I like to think that was more just how things went. You know, I think the A.J. Brown, I mean, I think him and Hurts kind of talked. I think that did make us change what we were doing that was working, and it shouldn't have. But I also don't mind that my receiver is asking for the ball, dude. I'm sorry. I don't mind. That's okay. You know, I want him to want the ball. Devontae Jones. Thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Joey looking swole. Who's
Don't start. Just read it and move on. Read it, move on. Read it, move on. Go.
I always want to add to it, you know.
Don't add.
Cheese comments. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I have a weirdest feeling Johnson will give Gainwell running back number 1 when he comes back. Dude is obsessed with him for some reason. I mean, that would be, could you imagine if they come out and then they like no DeAndre Swift?
Wouldn't put it past them.
B-Rocket David Super Chat goes, Kelsey said that they aren't prepared for some of the exotic coverages being thrown at them. Teams had all season to study them, got to work through it. Well, you know where the exotic coverages came from. They came from Bill Belichick, and everybody's copying what Bill Belichick does. That's what Bill Belichick's, that's why he's so good. But they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Philly D, Super Sticker, thank you so much, man, for that. We appreciate it. You know who else had a great game? And I great minds think alike. Jordan Davis, dude.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis is a monster. Had a sack tonight. Made some plays. I mean, he's pushing those offensive linemen. He hit Kirk Cousins a couple times, dude.
Yeah.
God. Wow, Jordan Davis.
He had because they left him on one-on-ones a lot. I don't know if Carter played a crap ton tonight. I felt like I thought Fletcher Cox played really good.
Yeah,
another great week for him.
I think the fact that Fletcher Cox is not getting as many snaps is keeping him a lot fresher. You know what I mean? But Jordan Davis had some pressures that I saw. There was a couple times where I thought they didn't call holds. I'm like, I don't know how you. There was one time Josh Sweat had somebody around his neck, and they're like not even calling it. I'm like, I don't get it. I thought the refs did everything in their power. It seemed like every time there was a big play, like the A.J. Brown touchdown or the fumble, there was always a penalty that changed everything. You know, I really think that what really changed the game, though. The momentum of the whole game changed when Justin Jefferson fumbled into the end zone. It was a touchback for us. Because let's think about it. If they get the ball there and they're first and goal at the 1, they get a touchdown, right? It goes to halftime. They're up 14-10. Now they get the ball to start the second half. They score again. It's 21-10. I really think that changed the whole entire momentum of this game. But at the same time, we just could not put them away.
True.
Jordan Davis, a top 5 defensive tackles. They say Davis is helping Carter fit it, but Carter's making Davis a better player as well. Oh, I agree. I totally agree. But you know, anybody that was worried about Jordan Davis, you don't have to be anymore. Nate Davis Super Chat goes, if anyone lost keys in 212, I have them. I was there. What kind of keys? Like what kind of, is it a car?
Hotel keys?
Hotel? Is it? Yeah. Freddie Davis Super Chat, he goes, with these injuries on D, some guys stepped up tonight. Yeah, I think so. I thought Cunningham played a pretty good game.
I think he played really well.
And we were congratulating him in my chat, and then the one time we did, he had a really bad play.
Yeah.
But I thought he was really good. I mean, Jake Elliott, 61-yard field goal again. I mean, dude hit a 61-yarder, man.
He's saving us, dude. He's saving us. You know what? Even I thought Josh Jobe. I know he gave up the touchdown to Jordan Addison, but I thought he did. I thought he played okay at.
I thought that was the safety's fault. See, I thought the safety bit up, and Edmonds has to. I don't know why he would bite up. You need a bat, and Cousins read that perfectly. You know, you just gotta. You know, the only thing Jobe I thought needed to make the tackle there. You know, but I thought he did pretty good too. I mean, listen, you got to give Minnesota. They got Addison's a good player.
It's fantastic.
And you know, you got Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson are good. The Eagles, the run defense is fantastic right now.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I think Jordan Davis on run defense is doing absolutely a phenomenal job, dude.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you know, listen, I always take these games like this. Like, I'm enjoying tonight. I'm probably going to enjoy tomorrow because, you know, it's like a mini bye week. But, you know, of course, there's a lot to be concerned about, a lot to work on, a lot to fix. There's no question about it. But we got to enjoy tonight, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, even Maddox getting hurt too. Like, geez, man. Like, I don't know what the injury is. If anyone knows the injury in the chat, let me know.
Dude, it's probably a big fat toe. It's always his big fat toe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm about done with Maddox, dude. You know, I'm serious because he's always hurt.
I know, I get it. 2 times last year.
George Burrow, a member for 18 months, says, "What's going on with Philly and Joey? Thoughts on?" Oh, there you go. Vontae Max getting hurt again. If he's out for a while. Thoughts on Goodrich taking over for a while? Goodrich got confused a couple times. I thought he also did he knock the ball out on that fumble? Did he strip that ball that got called back? Who caused the fumble at the end that we had a penalty? Was that Goodrich?
That was Madison's fumble, right? The running back, Madison.
I forget who fumbled.
I think it was Madison.
Evans forced the fumble on him early, but I'm not sure. Chris Kaufman Jr., thank you for Super Chat. Goes, this team stabilizing. I have no worries. Yeah, I think so. Listen, it's not how you're playing in September. It's how you're playing in, you know, December, January,
right
into football. I thought Evans played pretty good too, Joey.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
no.
I thought he had a couple of big hits. You know who I want to talk about, though, real quick before I forget?
Who?
Mr. Crash Test Covey. Dude, that was horrible. That was so bad. And they actually put him back out there on the field. I wouldn't have put him back on the field after that. They got to do something.
It's already starting, dude. They brought him up to the active roster before the game. You already know it's going to happen. One more time they bring him up to the active roster. He is stuck on the active roster, and they can't put him on practice squad.
Brought back up. Yeah, they got one more time. They can do it one more time, and then they got to do something about it.
Sucks, dude. I'm kind of done with him now.
I'm just, dude. I'm done, dude. He scares me so much. And then I'm saying that, and he gets hit, and the ball comes out. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Timothy, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, hey Philly and Joey, where was Reddick? Yeah, Reddick has been quiet, dude.
Yeah, no show.
Real quiet. I wonder if there's an issue with, you know, just getting going because it's
maybe I think maybe that's it. Maybe his hand placement doesn't feel the same anymore. I mean, that's probably a problem, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Reddick is too talented, too good to not make an impact. Yeah, also, excuse me. Also, you know, when you have a new coordinator, it takes a while for these things to kind of work out. So we got to have a little bit of patience. You know, it's funny, though, because I thought really the first few weeks of the season, it would have been the offense carrying the defense. You know, I really did. I didn't expect it to be this way. Death Row South, David Super Chat goes, I'm sorry, guys, but Brian Johnson is not it. He got lost on play calling. He's similar to Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, oh, God. There's some things he does that play calling wise I just don't understand. Like when you're up 27-13 and you know, there's still a whole quarter to play, and all you need to do is be in field goal range and kick a field goal, make it a 16-point game, and you go for it on 3rd and 23 instead of just handing it off and then getting. I mean, I just like that. bothers me. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Eagles Army down under. Thank you for super chat. Goodrich caused that fumble that was called back. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was Goodrich, and Evans recovered it. Yeah, I thought Goodrich was okay. I don't know where Eli Ricks is, though. I mean, I think they need to put Eli Ricks in there. Blake Stapler, a member for 6 months, so thank you so much. I think Ricks is better than Ringo. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to
probably
go back
right now.
What are your thoughts on Cam Jurgens so far? I mean, do you think that there's a problem over there with Jurgens?
I think at times he's gotten blown up a little bit. Not consistent. He might not be a good guard. I don't know. I think he's solid, but I don't think he's anything amazing right now. I mean, he might play better at center as his career goes forward, but I don't think they're going to ever make a change there. But it's 2 games in. Like it's just so early right now. I feel like just more has to come together. But we'll see. We'll see how it is in a few more weeks, couple more weeks.
Yeah. AO says, David Super Chat goes, Phil, you look good too. See? Didn't want to leave me out. I appreciate that. I tell my wife that every night. She don't believe me, though. The other guy you got to praise, dude, is Devontae Smith. What a stud Devontae Smith is, dude. 4 catches, I believe, 128 yards and a touchdown. That should have been 2 touchdowns because he was open on that other one. If Hurts hits him in stride, he's walking in.
Yeah, underthrown.
Yeah, it was underthrown, and he went up and mossed the guy. I thought that was a hell of a game from Devontae Smith. He's a stud. I
mean, look, like it's like last year, the first game, Devontae Smith didn't even have a catch in the first game of the, last year, beginning of the season. Like with AJ Brown, I know now the beat writers are gonna make a big deal out of it, saying he's selfish, or they're gonna make this big story out of it. But at the end of the day, like some matchups just aren't not going to favor you. I don't know what it is with some of these route concepts. I really don't, because I see no receivers working middle of the field. I know I said it earlier in the stream, but they were dropping 8 guys. They were dropping 8 guys. I mean, that's and usually behind the linebackers.
Yeah, it seemed like there was nothing over there. Everything was outside. Yeah, I agree. But like I said, they're going to make a big deal about it, and they're going to be talking about it on the radio. I don't give a shit. I expect my wide receivers to be somewhat prima donnas, even though like Devontae's definitely not, and I don't even think AJ Brown is. But listen, him and Hurts are best friends. They should be able to discuss it. It's not a big deal. People are going to make way more than it is, in my opinion.
True.
Margo Lucia, David Super Chat goes, offense is going to figure it out. Trust the process. By the way, Joey looking dummy dick. What does that mean? Philly looking good and what you think? I don't know what's that mean?
I don't know what the compliments tonight. What's going on tonight? Unless that's good or bad. I don't know.
Everybody's feeling good after the win. George Burwell, David Super Chat, he goes, we have to thank Ringo for the fumble recovery on the crash test Covey fumble. It's also Covey, he scares you. I think Covey needs to go. Like I'm done with Covey. Every time they punt, I'm scared to death. I am. He he's just like a magnet for the other team's uniform. Wherever their uniform is, it's like you get sucked right in. And I don't know what he tried to turn away from the hit and fumbled the ball. That could have been brutal. Covey needs to go. Well, isn't Oz supposed to be a guy that could do punts? They need to and we'll talk about this in a second too. But I mean, Oz is. Let him do returns. I don't trust Covey.
Well, Devin Allen doesn't even have a shot, really. I mean, we didn't. There was no kick returns today. Everything was in the end zone, so there was no kick returns really today. So, but there was, there's times where I think what was it? What was it was the turnover. It was the turnover that Justin Evans recovered the fumble. Remember, they got to like the 45. Yeah, like that. Special teams is a problem right now. They got a good return and they fumbled it. Gave us another gift. And we couldn't do nothing with it.
Nope. Malcolm Fripp, thank you for super check. AJ Brown's being a diva on the sideline is disgusting.
Here we go.
I think. Listen, him and Hurts are best friends.
Yes.
I think. They're. Everything's always going to look worse when you see it on the sideline. They're talking, they're having a conversation. I'm okay with it. It happens. The thing that I didn't like more than anything was that they came out and they threw like 3 straight times to him. That's what bothered me.
That's not good. No,
yeah.
you don't
That
force that.
is not that I wouldn't even ran the first play would have been a run. I wouldn't have stopped running until they stopped me. Death row South Davis Super Shakers. Where's Nolan Smith? I've seen Nolan Smith a couple times out there. Nolan Smith's learning to play, Learning to play. It's not preseason anymore, It's not preseason. Romeo Talent, Davis Super Shakers goes, let's get C. Patterson and let them and Oz field kick returns partners. So I agree. And speaking of Oz, I want to talk about him and Quez Watkins because Quez Watkins left the game hurt.
Hamstring.
And Oz didn't. It was Oz. I mean, I don't even think he had a pass thrown his way.
No.
I think, and to be honest with you, I think Quez is a guy that you would want out there on that field, especially with kind of the way they're playing their defense. Like, I think you could have taken advantage of his speed. But is
there a learning curve with Brian Johnson? Like, I don't know. It's like Dallas Goedert's not getting involved. I mean, I think there was one time I think he had like a 9-yard pass to him once. The one on the right sideline that he overthrew over his head. That one was another one that was all on Hurts right there because he was wide open. So I mean, there's just not enough to the tight ends, man. It's not enough. Look, like certain matchups are favored, but your tight ends should be. Goddard is good, and there's no reason for him to have he got targeted. I don't know how many. I don't even think it was 5 times. I don't even think it was 5 times. Not even 4 times. I don't know how many times it was. It wasn't much.
I don't know off the top of my head either. I don't know. So we got about 1,200 people in chat between both channels. Make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and you're in my channel. Click the link. Sub up Joey Shakes. Thank you guys for being here this late night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I haven't watched a ton of vids since last year. You can tell both of you lost weight. Joey's arms look stronger. Pause. Just saying. Good. Keep up the good work. Healthy living. Good life. Yeah, Joey has been getting in great shape. I'm slowly losing weight.
I'm doing chair jacks.
Are you? Is that what it is? I just do donut curls every day.
Eggnog in one hand.
Yeah, I do donut curls. This old Michael Anthony wears the fitness routine. But I do high reps, so it helps. Twisted Death, thank you for super chat. What y'all think about Goodrich compared to Maddox? I mean, I think he's young. I thought he did okay. I thought he did okay. Yeah, there was one time I remember he looked totally confused. He didn't pick up Justin Jefferson. He was wide open, but I thought he did.
Osborne dropped a couple passes too wide open. Osborne didn't play well for the Vikings either. He gave us a few drops.
Yeah.
So.
Anton David Super Chat goes, championship teams wait until the right time to peak. I'd rather be us than the Cowboys who have already blew their load. 2-0 still first gear. Yeah, that's my whole point. You're 2-0. You're not even playing good football yet. I mean, people are complaining about not playing good football, and you're still winning games. You want to be peaking in December, in January, in February. Cowboys, they think the Super Bowl's in September. They peak in September, and they choke in December. So, I wouldn't listen to anything those fans say. Paul Davis Super Chat goes, AJ was pissed. He might have been. I mean, I haven't seen the post game. I haven't heard what he's got to say. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get over it. I'm sure Devontae Smith was frustrated last year when he had one throw against Detroit. I'm sure Goddard was frustrated last week where he didn't catch a ball. It happens.
Yeah.
But if you're getting 8-9 yards shot every 8-9 yards every run, I don't care if I'm a receiver. I don't care that you're throwing to me. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Davis Super Chat goes, Jalen is going to get injured if we keep running him the way they are. It's too predictable. It is, and teams are just waiting for him to run. So you've got to stop that.
Oh, they were doing play action on first down as well, and the Vikings weren't even hitched by it. They got good. No. Like play action, first down. Like they're doing the necessary. Like last week, they're doing even the first game. Like every time Gainwell was in, they'd run. Every time Swift was in, they know it was a pass. But I feel like they were handicapped this game since Gainwell wasn't playing. I really hope they don't go back to. I really hope they don't go back to Gainwell. When Gainwell comes back, they're going to overuse Gainwell, barely put Swift in the game. We have a running back that can take the bulk of the. Over 20 carries. That's just. We haven't done that in a
No, he's
while.
explosive, man.
Oof.
And he's got a little strength to him. I love the way he runs. If he stays healthy, he's a stud. I just think, I think that teams are going to keep messing with the Eagles. They're going to keep playing them like this. But if you run the ball the way you ran today, if you keep doing that, eventually it will open up that offense for you. It will.
Yeah.
Romeo Davis Super Chat goes, Jalen Hurts is not up to speed yet, struggling with cover zero. He's slow in decision making and slow out of the pocket when he decides to run. Yeah. And he'll have to figure that out. He'll have to make that adjustment. And I think he will. Paul Davis Super Chat goes, why didn't they run Swift last week? One of the great mysteries of all time, because we were all calling for it. We were all saying, where's Swift? Why isn't Swift in there? He's your explosive running back.
Look what he did. Look what he did in the red zone. Like he jump cut 2 guys and maintained speed to the left side, and then literally broke the last guy's ankles to get to the end zone. It's just crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. Joe said Swift is in a dream situation with this zone blocking scheme. Yeah, Swift loved it. I mean, it was great. I really thought at some point that the Vikings would bring more guys up and start trying to stop that run, but they really didn't. They really didn't come off of what their plan was. I really don't think the Vikings defense adjusted at all to the Eagles' run game.
True.
And that's fine, but they were tired. I mean, the Eagles had the ball over 20 minutes in the first half. Over 20 minutes. That's a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David Super Chat goes, Chair Jack's better than Miles Jack.
True.
Miles Jack. Man. Do you think, I think they're going to be looking to get another linebacker or safety by the trade deadline.
Well, they already got another one.
Yeah, they just picked up another guy. So they're going to have to.
This is what happens when you don't put money in that position. This is what you're going to have to do every year. And Dean, the big question with Dean coming back, he's out for a whole month, another few weeks. So can this guy stay healthy? Yeah, people are saying he's undersized. People are saying he's undersized, that he was going to be injury prone. That's what people have been saying, since he's been hurt now. I
keep thinking about Baltimore and Patrick Queen, dude. I keep thinking about Patrick Queen. Philly John says that they saved Swift for this week and wanted to acclimate him into the offense. Plus, wet weather equals more chance of injury for Swifty. Well, he was awesome today.
Well, the weather stopped, dude. And the Eagles never the weather stopped. It didn't last long. And Mac Jones was was a gunslinger, and we did not acclimate to. The offense didn't change when the weather didn't persist anymore. That's the problem I'm having. It stayed the exact same.
Stayed the same. So, I agree. Joe says, Philly, I really believe that your statement about Devontae being a top 5 receiver end of the year is spot on. He's a beast and only getting better. He's only getting better, dude. I know. Wait until the passing game gets going. He had 7 catches last week? I think he had 4 tonight. I mean, he's awesome, dude. You just can't cover him. Let's see. We need to look at Seth Joyner Jr. in the draft next year. I know it's early. Seth Joyner Jr. Is there a Seth Joyner Jr. coming out of the draft? I know there's a son. Jeremiah Trotter coming out of the draft. I'm all about that. Kenneth says Swift was shaking guys out of their clothes like Joey does people's lives. They always throw it in there. Because the first 2-0 team in the league. That's right. 2-0, baby. Look at Texas boy crying like a baby. You're barely beating the Vikings. Well, you barely beat the Giants.
Oh, he just said. Well, he said on my stream. He said that we better get ready for the Vikings because they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder coming into Philly after their first loss. Justice Jefferson. He had a really good. He had 130 something yards. He had that in the first half of that Bucs game. He had 135, something like that, which is kind of nuts. But I knew he was going to have. I didn't think they were going to really, unless they were going to shadow Slay on him the whole game, which they didn't. They had to cover some other guys. So
listen, what Slay did last year against him was good. Was really good, and Justin Jefferson. He's a good player. You're not going to stop everybody. The thing with Justin Jefferson was that fumble at the pylon killed them. That really hurt them. Listen. You can't deny that we got big breaks. There were some calls I didn't think went our way, but there were breaks that we got. And that fumble That fumble out of the end zone, that was the biggest one in my opinion. You know, they got good offense. They do. You know, and if I was a Minnesota fan, I wouldn't be going, oh, the season's over, we're 0-2. It's September. So yes, we're not playing our best football, but we shouldn't be. I don't want to peak right now. I want to peak at
Yeah, I know. That's
we
the
got to figure
problem.
it out, you know?
Yeah.
And if you can just pile on these wins, like to me, there's no reason why you shouldn't beat Tampa Bay next week. You should beat them. So hopefully next week they'll be even better than they were tonight. And then the following week, they'll be better when they will play Washington and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Siren Gilmore, thank you for Super Chat. Kelsey is so important to this team for, oh gosh, yeah. There's no question about it. No question about it. The only reason they scored so much is because our backfield was horrible. You had a lot of guys out, though. I mean, you had your starting safety out. You had your starting
number 2
cornerback. You had your starting linebacker out. We were missing a lot of guys. Then your starting slot receiver or slot corner goes out. Avonte Maddox goes out in the first quarter. So you were without him. I think they did fairly well, you know, I for the most part. I would like to see, like, there are plays where it was like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and they're 8 yards off the receiver. And all Cousins does is take 2 steps, and he throws 2 yards, and then they get 3 more yards and get tackled and get the first down.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't press.
Yeah, when it was like 3rd and short, something like that, and the, you know, Slade's playing soft coverage on Jefferson and really past the first down marker and gets that first down easily. Then then I think a couple plays later, they had him being, you know, tight press on him, and he played better. There was a few times where Slade was covering him very well, and the ball went through and Jefferson caught it by a millimeter. I mean, either Slade just missed it with his hand. There was some good coverage at times from him, but, you know, Jefferson's good, man. We got to know that he's going to win some matchups. Yeah. It's going to happen. He's good.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
How about Carter making Davis better too? Davis sacking Cousins was a thing to see. Yeah, listen, I think they both make each other better. I don't think it's one or the other. I think they both go, but I do think you have to look at Jordan Davis so far this season in the first 2 games, and you see in the first 2 weeks, I'm seeing a massive upgrade from last year. You always talk about, you know, people always complain about rookie. A rookie did this, a rookie did that. I always look at a rookie season as the starting point. It's the jump that you make in year 1, from year 1 to year 2, from year 2 to year 3. Jordan Davis made a huge jump. He looks much better as a pass rusher than he did a year ago. Like he looked like all he had was that bull rush last year. He's going to push guys back.
Just didn't. I think he didn't have a motor last year. Like, he ran out of. I mean, he just was out of shape. His cardio wasn't great. He just ran out of. He just didn't have a good motor.
He's on the field on 3rd down. He's on the field. You know. So what you're getting is you're getting 2 stud defensive tackles that are young, that are a little bit different, you know, in how they play, and they're going to complement each other very, very well.
Yeah.
Sean Johnson, thank you for Super Chat. Goes Philly 500. Joey 500, the Philly best YouTubers. You make the game better. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Sean Johnson. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Here, I'm going to duck my head for a second. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Sorry. I got a little buddy here. Little buddies. There you go. Say hi. These guys I had to sit during the game because they're under my feet at times. I don't want to step.
Is that the one you're getting connected to?
No.
You're getting too close?
Yeah, this one's got a big flare down her nose. But where you going? Where you going? But yeah, Maddox left with shoulder injuries, right? Yeah, he did.
Jesus, the toe, now the shoulder.
Shoulder, toe. Big. Will be next year. Maddox scratch all preseason shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says Davis and Sweat recorded a sack and a half each. Carter has 1. Yeah, Davis had a half a sack last week and a full sack this week, right?
I think so. Yeah, they had a half each. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Jordan Davis is using his hands better than with his pass rushers. His hands he's improved a lot. and he looks like a legitimate first-round defensive tackle. And then you have Jalen Carter on top of that. I mean, the Jalen Carter made that one play early against. Remember, he tackled the running back early in the game for like 3 or 4 yard loss. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, he was awesome. Are we talking about Purdy 0 picks in one game? Oh, you got to be kidding me. You 49er fans are almost as delusional as Cowboy fans. You never win. Nobody has ever won a Super Bowl in September. Why am I talking like we're not 2-0? We are 2-0.
Right, yeah.
Are we not? Are we not undefeated? Nobody beat us yet. Nobody's beaten us. Dak Prescott 8-3 against the Eagles. Oh my God! What a waste! What a waste of an 8-3 record to have a guy that has never got out of second round of playoffs. What a bum! He's a bum.
Bum is right.
Nathan Davis Super Chat. He goes, every defense is going to have its cracks when the offense cannot capitalize. This should have been a 40-point game for the Birds. The Eagles put 34 points on the board, and nobody is going to sit there and tell you their offense was dominating or we dominated. And we still put 34 points on the board. I don't know what people want.
Well, that was the same thing last year. That was the same thing when the Giants had backups for that game and we barely beat them. That was the same when we faced the Colts last year. We beat them by a point last year, and because the Cowboys scored more on them, it's always some like competition of who's scoring more points all year. But 2-0 is 2-0 at the end of the day, and obviously the Eagles can get a lot better. And like you said, like I don't want to peak too much like right now and play the most. I mean, yes, you want to play perfect right now, but I don't want this team to get too high on just their play right now and then figure out what they're going to do later.
Our own supply, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's a ragdoll. Yeah, a half ragdoll. Yeah, we don't want to get high on our own supply. The problem with the Cowboy fans, because I see all your stuff, your comments, you allowed this many yards or you allowed this. Dude, it's September. Like Mark Holmes is doing, he's talking about the rankings on ESPN. After week 1, like week 1, and you're talking about who cares about rankings? It's not college basketball, dude. Like it's football. It means nothing. You want to rack up the wins, get the wins. You know what? It's a conference win. You're 2-0. You're not playing your best football, but you know what? You're 2-0. That's all I know. Timothy Davis Super Chat. He goes, "Did you see Sweat on the one-hand tackle just like Joey?"
Just keep going. Just keep going.
It just never ends. Oh man. They tried every emoji so far and sucking big time. Yeah. It's crazy. They're crazy. Romeo says, "Oh no, that's a correct point. We should have easily laid a 50 burger on the Vikes tonight. We left 2, if not 3 scores on the field." Absolutely. That said, our offensive defensive coordinator have to get it together with our person. I agree. I listen. There's no doubt we've got a lot to work on, a lot to fix. There is no question about it. But good teams find a way to win, and when you can rack these early wins on now. It's only going to help you because listen, after that bye week 10 is it week 10 after week 10, you got to come, you got to play the Chiefs.
It's hard.
The Bills. You got to play these tough teams, man. It's important. 2-0 to me was important. Racking up these wins early in the year are important. Joe says Philly, the aliens in Mexico are the love children of Jerry Jones and HRC. They look like it. Did you see those aliens in Mexico?
No, I don't watch that shit. So
no. This was on the news. This is Mexico. Mexico now, their government released the bodies of these aliens. They look like ET. They don't look. It doesn't even look real. That boy 255 David Super Chat goes, "Joey, that logo is coming. Just been busy with my 2 jobs, but I'm trying to make it perfect."
Oh yeah, dude, take your time, man. Yeah, he's making something for me. It's really nice. Definitely email me. I got you, bro. Take as much time as you want. I don't care if I get it at the end of the year, dude. I appreciate it so much, man. Appreciate it.
They were kids from 1,000 years ago, I guess. How tall were they? Only thing that matters in December is the wins. We have a hard schedule. We do. You listen. We're 2-0. We haven't even played good football yet. And I thought it was important. Dallas got 2 big breaks to start the season. So it keeps us even with them because, look, Zach Wilson stinks. He ain't beating Dallas. If Dallas better not lose that game because I will give them.
No, I mean the defense. I mean the defense is good though. I mean I think that Jets defense is very good. No
it is good, and it'll probably keep them around. But Dallas has defense too, so it's gonna. I just don't think Dallas. I just don't think Zach Wilson will be able to score points.
I don't think Brandon Cooks might not be playing this week. He's got an injury. I think
that's what they were saying in my stream. Kelvin says 500. Mark Holmes said Jalen Hurts is not the same. I don't listen to anything he says. I don't listen to a guy who sucks DNA out of a chicken bone. I don't do it.
What?
Dude, you ever watch Mark Holmes eat chicken wings?
No.
Oh my God, it's the nastiest thing. He'll do it on screen, and like when he eats all the meat off the bone, he keeps sucking the bone. It's like, dude, what, you're trying to get the DNA out of the bone. It's disgusting. I don't know if he thinks it's bone marrow or something. It's disgusting, dude. See, David Super Chat, he goes, do you all think we will eventually see Nolan get in this linebacker rotation? I thought we would see more. I think at some point you'll see more, but I think right now, I think a lot of it has to do also with, like, I really think they should have played in preseason, like, especially with the 2 new coordinators. They needed to play, man.
Like, if you're not going to, I mean, he was listed. I looked at the snaps last week. Like, they came out with and they have him listed as a linebacker right now. Then, if they're not going to use him as a linebacker, then why don't they just use him in the rotation as an edge rusher? I mean, I don't get why they don't. I mean, don't waste this guy and sit him. And I mean, I don't know when he got into this game. I don't even know if he did. To be honest, I'm not even sure.
Yeah. Fly. David Super J goes, Texas boy, Whataburger sucks. Whataburger. I've had Whataburger like one time.
That's West Coast. That's West Coasting, right?
No, that's like Texas, I think. South.
Yeah.
I think I had it one time in Florida, and I don't know. I like Five Guys. Is what I like.
Oh God.
You like Five Guys, or you don't?
No, I'm not a big. When it first came out, I did. Not anymore.
Yeah.
But.
Like out west, it's like everybody talks about In-N-Out Burger, and it's like it's all right.
You ever done Texas Roadhouse?
No.
Texas Roadhouse is good.
I'm getting hungry now. I haven't eaten all day. I came like right from work. I haven't done anything. Now I'm getting hungry. Let's see. 5 Super Bowl. God, do I have to even click on something that says 5 Super Bowl? Anton Baroda, David Super Chat, he goes, have you seen Cilio tweeting every 30 seconds about Hurts being Tyrod Taylor? God. I feel like sometimes he starts getting desperate for attention. I think he wants to work everybody up. I really, really do. I didn't see any tweets, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure. Oh God, I can't even say I like Five Guys now. I have to pause. Thanks. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what else. Is there anything we're missing we haven't talked about yet? I know it's kind of late. I don't want to keep people too late tonight because it's so late. But Joshua Davis Super Chat goes, of course you like Five Guys. Pound Flag goes, thank you. So I pause. Yeah, Swift was definitely a monster.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, listen, not a pretty win, but a win nonetheless. You're 2-0, and to me, what I really take out of this game is you got yourself a legitimate number 1 running back. We got some things to fix. We had some guys hurt, and we get a chance to fix all that,
Yeah, I mean, you got 10 days off. So, I mean, Bradbury will be back. Reed Blankenship will be back. So, you're going to get some guys back on your, defensive side of the ball. So, I mean, hopefully, Quez comes back. I mean, they're not even using their number 3 receiver anyway. I mean, I think Quez only had a reception or 2, maybe not even 2 last week. It's really just getting Jalen Hurts in this offense to a rhythm and stop running with Jalen Hurts has been hit a lot the past couple weeks, man. That's a problem right now.
Way too much. He's not going to last. If it's like somebody said in my chat, I forget who it was, but they said, "Did we not learn anything from Chicago last year? That game in Chicago?" It's like, no, we haven't. I don't understand it. Yeah, Major Payne says, "I'll take a ugly win over a Los Angeles." I will too, because listen, it's September. You got a lot of time to fix it, and we will fix it. I do believe they will fix it. I do.
Yeah.
And the important things is to rack up those wins,
That's it.
And so we get to sit back, we get to enjoy this weekend. We're 2-0. We're undefeated, best record in the NFL right now.
What are the matchups this Sunday? Who does
you got Dallas versus the Jets, which is a shame that Aaron Rodgers ain't playing.
425 game, I think.
I think that's a 425. I'm going to stream that game. Then you have, I think the Giants play the Cardinals in Arizona, which is a joke. Two crappy teams. Washington. I forget who Washington's playing off the top of my head. I can't remember who Washington's playing. But yeah, that's how it goes. Joshua Davis, Super Chat goes, I prefer 5 girls, 15 holes. Do the math, Joe Biden. Okay, I'm totally lost right now. Wouldn't it be 10 holes? 15 holes. Why am I so... it's too long when I can't do math right now. The Bears TV said, would love for you and Philly to stream the Eagles game. Yeah, one of these days we definitely will.
They have the Broncos at 425. Broncos are home.
At home? So they're playing... Their first 2 games are at home.
No. Broncos are home against Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gordonville says next Thursday is San Francisco and the Giants. That game will be unwatchable. Yeah, that's a break for the Niners. Giants might be 0-3 by next week, by next Thursday. They stink. And I think Arizona's going to give them problems this week. I do. I think it's going to. I'm not saying Arizona will win, but I think Arizona's going to give them problems.
Well, look at the difference it made even against the Vikings. I mean, they already were out without their starting center this game, and then their left tackle ended up. He was already dealing with injury, and I think Josh Sweat put him on his ass, so that was pretty much it. Yeah. He was out the rest of the game. Then they lost another guy. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
the Giants, the protection issues. They started 2 rookie cornerbacks last week, which doesn't help. They have no legitimate number 1 threat after paying Daniel. No. There's nothing going on.
No threats on the outside. They got Waller. To me, Waller's only as good as your threat on the outside is. What makes Waller, such a great weapon is if you have a receiver that goes with.
Compliment. Right.
They may struggle again this week. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't. But I guess I guess that's it. If when anything else to say, I guess that's it. It's 1:00 in the morning on the East Coast, 10 o'clock here, and I still have to go do my cigar video. And it's still a late night, so yeah. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's it. I feel good. Definitely some things to. This is a progression. I think, like we talked about last week. I think these games build character. These like a character building type game that can really, even with the offense. I think defensively, I know we can get pressure. I think it's there. I think it's just the guys being out. The secondary needs to get their stuff together. At least Goodrich, at least Job got some starting time, which is great to have because never know when you're going to need it later. And I think the size. Still learning. I think Brian Johnson's still learning, but we need to get Jalen Hurts into a rhythm because this passing game could be so much more. And we have to get out of this little funk that we're in right now. So
I agree. No, I agree. Zay Boogie, David Super Chat goes, Philly just left the game. Concerned about a few things, especially covering tight end, but we can now rest up. By the way, Eli Ricks gave me his gloves. Pound Go Birds. Oh,
whoa.
That's so cool, man.
Awesome.
Shout out to Eli Ricks. Yeah, listen, we're definitely concerned about some things. But tonight we're going to just enjoy this thing. But there are things that we got to work on. Jason Wallace, David Super Chat goes, Swift look goated. Love you, 500. Love you too, man. Love you too. And I see somebody said in here, I should do a cigar video live. I will do a live cigar video one of these days, but it's not going to be when it's this late because nobody will be in that stream. It's too late. And then the stream won't get any replays. So, not this late. I'm not going to do it live. But
what plans for So we apologize for canceling the Shakedown. I put a post up yesterday.
I forgot to put a post. I had my daughter's back to school night, so it was 6:30, 7:30. So it was just too much. But Saturday, right? We'll be streaming Saturday.
Up to you,
yeah. Well, we'll see if there's stuff to talk about, and stuff going on. If it's really dead, we don't have to. We can figure that out. But I say, people expect it. Let's give the people what they want. You know,
What they want.
you know. So I wouldn't mind going for an hour. You know, it would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna let you guys go. You guys have a great night. We will talk to you later. Of course, enjoy the win. Don't be dingbats. And yeah, we out of here. Peace.
Peace out.
Enough time for one more play. We had one
Yo,
more.
you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
gotta
me.
be kidding me. We have enough time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What
a.
are you doing? What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more play.
Opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way.
We had opportunity for one more